Hello folks, I'm feeling festive. Let's have a look at some of the best discounts on new cars that are available at the moment. Just remember, some of these will only be available if you take out dealer finance, but generally you've got 14 days to escape from that and refinance elsewhere if that suits you. Some of them are cash deals. There are lots of electric car deals, lots of petrol car deals, bit of something for everyone. We're starting off at about 13 grand and finishing up well over 100 grand. And there are loads and loads of cars in this video, so I am going to whip through it a little bit. Okay, so let's kick things off with a little Fiat 500 1 litre mild hybrid Euro 6. Under 13 grand should be 17,450. That's got 4,455 off. Everyone knows the Fiat 500. I'm not going to dwell on that one. 𝙇𝙄𝙉𝙆𝙎 1 litre MPI SE Comfort Euro 6. This is a £15,500 car that's got nearly 4.5 grand knocked off it. 19,900 is the RRP. You can get this at the moment for 4,400. 20% cash discount, stock only. So that's an interesting one. They're actually saying a cash offer. So that means you don't have to get tied into their finance. Of course, you could find your own finance. You could get a loan, HP, or even the dreaded PCP elsewhere. 15 seconds to 60 on that one. So it's not going to be a world beater, is it, in terms of its performance? Let's have a look at running costs. You're looking at 190 quid a year tax. Insurance group's only 54 MPG. So not too bad. Vauxhall Corsa design 1.2, save 3 grand on one of those, 16 grand at the moment. And then you've got that 1.2 PureTech Citroen C4 U with that exclamation mark. Parking sensors, climate control is mentioned there. Performance on that one, 10.8 seconds to 60. Running costs, 190 quid a year tax. Insurance group 14, 54 MPG. And this one's got a 380 litre boot, which is not too bad. It's quite a big car for that kind of money, in fairness. Think of it like a Golf or an Astra, but on stilts. It's that sort of mid-size car, but jacked up a bit. 16,249 quid. Which is a saving of 4 grand over the RRP. The good old Nissan Leaf, we've still got deals knocking around on those. Obviously, it's all electric. You could save 13.5 grand off the RRP. These have been available under RRP significantly for quite a long time now. Range is 168 miles on them. Yes, it's a bit of old tech, but lots of people love their Nissan Leafs and wouldn't have anything else. Well, they're not going to be around for too much longer, I dare say, not in their current guise anyway, and that's a hefty discount. MG ZS, again, fully electric, 13 grand off the RRP, 33 grand this should be, and you can get it for 20, 198 miles of range. It's that sort of small to mid-size SUV, fully electric, millions of these on the road, I think loads on the Motability scheme and stuff, so you will see loads of these around. Quite a good discount on that. And look at this, the MG5. I was told recently that they've only got 300 MG5s left, and then it's not going to be replaced. There will be no more. So 20 grand instead of 33.5. It is a brilliant car, the MG5. It's one of the only electric estate cars around. There are very few. You've got cars like the VW ID.7 and maybe one or two others, but there aren't too many at all. And I think it's the best car that MG makes. I think it's a very, very good car, the MG5, and definitely one that flies under a lot of people's radar. 33.5 grand down to 20. There are very few left, so jump on it if you want one. This is the Trophy, by the way, which is the top spec one. Now, if you're thinking of getting yourself a new car, you could do a lot worse than keep up to date with all the latest car news. Obviously, I'll do a bit of that for you on this channel, but you should also have a look at the amazing Readly app. Readly is a fantastic app that gives you access to all your favourite newspapers and magazines on your phone, on your iPad, or indeed on your desktop computer. I nearly always use it on my iPad, as I'm doing here, and it's just brilliant. You can just go into a magazine, find the latest edition or the one you particularly want to go through, and flick through it just like a magazine. Now, at the moment, Readly are offering 2 months free trial to anyone using the link in the video description, and you can cancel that at any time and it won't cost you a penny. That means you can check Readly out for yourself completely risk-free, but of course it also makes a really good Christmas present idea, especially for those people that you just don't know what to buy. Got access to over 7,000 newspapers and magazines from all over the world, and I think there's probably something for just about everyone. Now, some of you will know that I really like technology, so Stuff magazine is a regular for me, but you've also got access to an absolute myriad of car magazines. I'm looking at What Car now, and their January edition is already out, which is their buyer's guide. And that's great, particularly pertinent for people watching this video. And that's the important thing with this. You've got access to all this at your fingers wherever you are. Now, the great thing when you're traveling is you only need this in your bag. You don't need to carry around a load of heavy magazines. And when you think about it, it's probably a bit friendlier for the environment as well. You can also favourite your favourite magazines. And that means it's like having your own personalised news agent in your bag. And it updates whenever a new magazine comes out. It's great. So use that link in the video description. You'll get 2 months completely free. You can cancel at any time. So there's absolutely no risk with this. And don't forget, it makes a fantastic Christmas present. Then you've got the MG4. This one's the 64 kilowatt SE hatchback, £20,537, which is a saving of £9,500, 288 miles of range in this one. You can also get the trophy for about £2,000 more than this, which is another really good saving. But this one is probably sweet spot of the range. I think that's the SE long range, actually, 288 miles, but I could be wrong. But £20,500 as opposed to £30,000. And if you want that in trophy spec, which again is top of the tree, you're looking at just under £23,000, saving you well over 10 there. Next, we've got the BYD Dolphin, another all-electric car that's got £4,500 knocked off at 21,745, about 250 miles of range in one of those, something like that. So not a bad price. Then we've got the 𝘼𝙁𝙉𝙁𝙁𝙁, which is a car that I think gives you a lot of bang for your buck. Think of it, I suppose, as a Fabia Estate-ish. This is the 1 litre TSI petrol, SEL, DSG, automatic gearbox in this one. 27,000 down to 22.5, so it's saving you 4,500. 9.9 seconds to 60, 190 quid tax, 48 MPG, and insurance group 14. Next, we've got the Jeep Renegade Limited 1.5 e-hybrid, 130 horsepower. There is the Renegade, quite a cool little thing. They haven't had the best reviews over the years, though, I have to say. But let's have a look at the numbers on this one. 0-62 in 9.7, 351 litres of boot space, and then running costs, you're looking at insurance group 13, 49 MPG. VW Golf, the old classic Golf. This is the 1.5 Life, so it's not the most crazy spec in the world, but 24,000 as opposed to 28,820. Now, this is the estate version as well, so you're getting a fair amount of car there for your money, and the numbers are not too bad on this either. Boot space is 611 litres, which is very healthy, 10.2 seconds to 62, and then you're looking at insurance group 17, 51 MPG. So you're looking at 24,000 as opposed to nearly 29 to get you in a brand new Golf. It's not too bad. Similar sort of money as the Vauxhall Grandland. This is the 1.2 Turbo GS. It is that 1.2 litre petrol wet belt from Stellantis. 24,500 as opposed to 32,000. DS3 E-Tenths, which is their fully electric version, 26,500, which is a saving of 14,000. I can't believe anyone spent 41,000 on an electric DS3, but if they did, ouch, because you can now get one for 26.5. Range on that one, by the way, is 232 miles. Now, this one's got a fair amount of money knocked off it as well. Again, from Stellantis, the Peugeot E2008. So that's the compact SUV, all electric, this one. 38,500 was the RRP. They're currently asking £24,000 for it. That's a saving of 14,500, 212 miles of range on that one. Next, we've got a new nameplate to the UK, but they've actually sold quite a lot of cars. It's the Moda 5, 1.6 TGDI Noble, dual clutch automatic. Petrol SUV, we know these things. 0 to 62 in 7.9 seconds, 183 horsepower, 380 litres of boot space, insurance group 33 and 31 mpg. You might be wondering why the insurance group is so high on a 1.6 petrol car that doesn't go particularly fast. Well, that's because it's a new name badge to the UK, it's a Chinese company, and the insurers will want to see proper evidence of a really good supply chain for parts, etc., in the event that there's accidents, because insurers are getting hammered on hire car costs and associated things at the moment. So that's why you'll see insurance groups higher on some of these Chinese brands, despite them not being particularly exciting sometimes. Say Ateca 1.5 Evo FR Sport DSG automatic. I think this is a really, really good car for really sensible money. Just under 27 grand, and that car should be over 36 grand. FR Sport's a great trim level to go for on Seat. The 1.5 TSI works really well with DSG Auto. You'll find they're a little bit gruff on a cold start just for the first minute or two. But once you get on the road, it's an engine I actually really, really like. Insurance group 19, 42 mpg on that one. And we're looking at a 0 to 62 time of 9 seconds and 510 litres of boot space. VW ID3, 27,000 quid instead of 38,000, nearly 11 grand off. You're also getting a free home charger with that one. This one's the 269 mile of range version, so that's the smaller battery. You can get a larger battery if you want a bit more range, but this will suit most people in a car of this size, I'm sure. The original ID3 was a real rush job of a car, I felt, but it's since had a facelift and I think it's a lot better car all over now. 7.6 seconds to 62. Boot space is 385 litres, and really that's not a bad car for 27 grand. The Maxus T90 EV, Elite Auto rear-wheel drive, 27.5 grand as opposed to 50 grand. 22 grand knocked off. No one's paid 50 grand for this in their life. 205 miles of range. It doesn't review particularly well. I still think you'd be better off with this one getting a lease. In fact, a lot of these cars, despite the discounts, a lot of them you might still be better off doing a lease. So always make sure you check out my lease deals of the month videos and do the sums. And if you're not sure and you think leasing is a waste of time, etc., just watch some of the other videos on my channel and it might help to explain why people do it. We're not all nutters. But I digress. If you want a rear-wheel drive electric pickup truck, you can save 22 grand on one that's not very good at the moment. Jeep Compass Melfi Summit 1.5 e-hybrid, 130 horsepower, 10 seconds to 62, 50 mpg and insurance group 26. You can save nearly 11 grand on one of those. It should be 38,805 down to just under 28 grand. Right, what have we got next? We've got the Kia Soul. This is all electric. It's actually a brilliant car, despite looking a bit like Postman Pat's van. It's a lovely little car, and if you've got one that's got the Meridian sound system in, one of the best car stereos I've heard in a standard in a car. It's brilliant, and surprisingly so. You're not expecting that sound to come from that car. £29,100 as opposed to 40 grand. 280 miles of range in this one. Quite a decent saving. Mini Cooper electric. This is the SE Classic automatic, obviously. 36.5 grand down to 29.5 grand, more or less. Total savings 7,348, 247 miles of range on that one. There's also the Mini Cooper SE here, 31,330. That's a saving of 6.5 grand. BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe 218i M Sport, £32,580. That's got 4.5 grand knocked off. Not by any means the biggest discount in this video, but it's a very popular car and it doesn't look a bad price. It includes 5 years servicing on that one as well, which is interesting. Alfa Romeo Tonale mild hybrid Tributo Italiano. If you go for a lower spec one of these, you can get one sub 30 grand at the moment, but this is right up there spec wise and looks like the best value for me in that regard. 45.5 grand that should be. It's got £12,750 knocked off, which is fairly astounding. Let's look at the numbers on this one. 0 to 62 in 8.8, 158 brake horsepower, 48 mpg, and insurance group 25. And that's a very good looking car. Alfa don't often produce bad looking cars, if we're being honest, do they? But that's a nice one. Nissan Qashqai 1.3 𝙇𝙄𝙉 mild hybrid, N design, Xtronic, Euro 6. So this is a fairly well spec'd Nissan Qashqai. Should be 38 grand, down to 33 at the moment. I still feel like that's a car you're definitely going to be better off leasing, but all depends on the deal on the day, doesn't it? If you're after a double cab van and you want an electric one, I'm sure you're possibly a small business owner or a tradesman of some kind. This one's got a £5 grand government grant included, but the overall savings 11.5, brings it down to 34,355. Electric vans are still hideously expensive at the moment. 230 miles of range. I don't know what that looks like in the real world when it's got a load in it, but it's certainly more promising at least than some of its competitors. 14.3 seconds to 60, and that price includes VAT. Okay, often on the commercials you'll see they're excluding VAT. That's including VAT. Cupra Formentor 1.5e hybrid VEZ2 DSG automatic. I love this car. I think they're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I think they look great, they drive great. I love the interior. Yeah, got a lot of time for the Cupra Formentor, and VZ2 is one off top trim, I think. This is model year 25, so that's the brand new version, up to 77 miles of all electric range. This is obviously a plug-in hybrid, but 77 miles of all electric range. That new VW Group plug-in hybrid platform has come on leaps and bounds from its predecessor, and now actually might make sense. 48,300 quid that should be, and you can get it at the moment for 36,300. That's a massive saving of £12,000. 12 grand, folks. 706 mpg. It's one of those daft plug-in hybrid figures. Obviously, if you ran it on electricity all the time, it would be infinite mpg. If you ran it just on petrol, it would not be anything incredibly special, I dare say. Insurance Group 29 as well. Honda CR-V. This one's the hybrid, but not the plug-in hybrid. The 2-litre MMD Elegance ECVT 4-wheel drive. Brilliant car. Again, the CR-V's come on leaps and bounds since its predecessor. Much better car now. Feels much more of its era. 44.5 grand was the RRP. Currently 37, which is saving you 7.5 grand. And it's quite a handsome beast. Very spacious, nice to drive. And considering the size of it, it won't cost you the earth to run either. Insurance Group 34, 42 mpg. And Honda MPG figures are usually pretty achievable. Skoda Kodiaq 2-litre diesel SEL DSG 4-wheel drive. This is the 7-seat version of it. 2-litre diesel, and again this says cash offer. Lots of these Skoda deals at the moment say cash offer, which means you don't have to go through their finance, which is interesting. But big beastie of a vehicle, the Kodiaq, 7 seats in that one, so room for your kids and for their friends, possibly. Ugh. Should be 47 grand. It's currently 37.5. Here, EV6 GT Line Auto should be 49 grand. Currently 39.5. 328 miles of range in that car. 7.3 seconds to 62. 490 litres of boot space. Lovely thing to look at, lovely thing to drive, lovely car, lovely discount. Ford Mustang Mach-E, the 197 kilowatt select rear wheel drive, 39,987 quid, which is a saving of almost 11 grand. It should be 50 grand, this car. By the way, we mustn't forget that all these cars with an RRP over 40 grand, you are also going to have to pay that luxury car tax, which means from years 2 to 6 of the car's life, you'll have to pay an extra 400 and something pounds a year at the moment. And that's if they don't put it up. All right. So bear that in mind. It doesn't matter what you're paying for the car. This one you could buy for under the 40 grand, which is the threshold. Doesn't matter because the RRP is well over 50. And yes, if you buy that car second hand, you'll still have to pay luxury car tax on years 2 to 6 of the car's life. 292 miles of range on this one, 0 to 62 in 5.9 seconds, and 402 litres of boot space. Peugeot 508 SW, which means an estate, basically a station wagon. This is the plug-in hybrid sport engineered EAT four-wheel drive. So this is about as spec'd up as you can get, I think, on a Peugeot 508. It's a big beast. They're actually really, really nice cars to drive, and I think they look really decent as well. But would I pay 55 grand for one? No, actually 56 more or less. 44.5 at the moment. That's a saving of 11.5 grand. Next, we've got the VW ID.7 Pro. This is the match tourer. So it's the estate version of the car. I think this is a brilliant car. Like it really is a great piece of kit. 374 miles of range, 6.6 seconds to 62. The boot size is pretty big, 605 litres. And I think it's all the car that anyone could ever really need. I love the fact that it's not just another SUV as well. Lots of nice upgrades there that really make it stand out in the ID range. 44.5 grand versus 52,260. So you're saving 7,800 quid. Amazing lease deals on those at the moment as well. So check out my lease deals videos for those. Now, a lot of people are going to look at this and guffaw at BMW 1 Series being 50 grand. Well, this one's 45. It's the M135i, dual clutch transmission, X-Drive. It goes like stink. It handles like a beast. Insurance Group 29, 37 MPG, 4.9 seconds to 62. And you've also got 380 litres of boot space. I'm a big fan of the new 1 Series. I think it's a really nice piece of kit. And if you want a lively one, you can't go far wrong with that. An Ineos Grenadier utility wagon. Four-wheel drive, 48,763 quid, which saves you 10 grand, over 10 grand over the RRP. Obviously, old school Land Rover Defender vibes are heavy with this one. Insurance Group 50, however, and 19 MPG make this quite a scary thing to own, I would suggest. 0 to 62 in 8.8 seconds and 1,255 litres of boot space. The Maserati Grecale, 300 horsepower, this beastie. It is petrol 2 litre, 0 to 62 in 5.6 seconds, 535 litres of boot space. You'll get 30 MPG according to Maserati, and it's Insurance Group 50. 13.5 grand off that one, which brings it from 71.5 down to just under 58. Audi SQ5, 3 litre diesel V6 Black Edition Tiptronic Quattro. 58,328 down from 70. That's nearly a 12 grand discount, which is not to be sniffed at, I suppose. Insurance Group 43, 34 MPG and 0 to 62 in 5.1 seconds. Next, we've got the BMW 8 Series, the 840i M Sport, 60 grand instead of 84 grand, £24,000 off that car. Now, going back to that 1 Series that we saw a minute ago, that was 45 grand for a 1 Series. We're looking at an 8 Series here for 60. And I don't know, it's hard to say a 60 grand car looks like a bargain, but it sort of does when you compare it to the 1 Series. Performance on it is not as good as the 1 Series, though. 5.2 seconds to 62, but you're not going to have too many complaints, I'm sure. 44 is the Insurance Group 33 MPG. Jeep Grand Cherokee plug-in hybrid Summit Reserve 2 litre, 380 horsepower, automatic, petrol plug-in hybrid. Only 29 miles of range is claimed on the hybrid. I dare say it won't do anything like that, so don't get too excited by its hybrid performance. At 0 to 62 in 6.3 seconds, and you've got 533 litres of boot space. So again, you're losing a bit of boot because of the hybrid technology that's in there. So I don't know, unless you're a company car driver, it might not be one for you. Nearly 87 grand that should be, and instead it's just under 67 grand. It's a saving of almost 20. Audi A8, again, 3-litre diesel, 50 Black Edition Tiptronic Quattro, 14.5 grand knocked off that one at the moment. Should be 91.5. It's currently 76,995. 0-62 in 5.9. 505 litres of boot space. Insurance group 49 and 39 MPG. BMW X4M Competition Automatic X-Drive, £78,000 instead of 95.5. That's a saving of 17.5 grand on that big monster. 3.8 seconds to 62. Wow. Boot space is 529 litres. Insurance group is 48, and we're looking at 26 MPG, saving of 17.5 grand there. Audi SQ7 4-litre TFSI petrol V8 Black Edition Tiptronic Quattro, Euro 6, should be 95, nearly 96 grand actually, and instead it's nearly 83 grand, saving of 13,000 on that one. Let's look at the performance on that. 4.1 seconds to 62 and 793 litres of boot space. Insurance group 50, 23 MPG. Then we've got the Porsche Taycan. Now, this one's had some big savings for quite a long time, and you can still save almost 18 grand off one. 84,250 quid gets you in the Taycan with panoramic roof and the Bose sound. 421 miles of range in that one. It's the Performance Plus rear wheel drive. BMW X7 3-litre mild hybrid M Sport automatic X-Drive in stock. 85 grand instead of 99.5. So you're saving 14,430 quid in total. 5.8 seconds to 62. 300 litres of boot space, but that's with all seats up. It is a 7-seat car, don't forget. And running costs on that, insurance group 50. 29 MPG. They've got a 7 Series now. You've got 17.5 grand off a 7 Series. Similar money off the i7 actually. There's the i7, 18.5 off that, but it is more expensive to buy. £102,000, 384 miles of range. Just before we get to that, we've got the Range Rover diesel, the D300 mild hybrid SE automatic, 100 grand as opposed to 110. Wow. It's a lot of money, isn't it? It really is a lot of money. And then finally, we've got the Porsche 911, 16 grand off a 911. That's significant off a brand new Porsche. £121,000 is the RRP, currently 105 almost. It's the 992 Carrera 4 PDK. It's weird to say it's a good saving on a 100 grand car, but it kind of is. 4.2 seconds to 62. Running costs 27 MPG and insurance group 50. If you can afford a £100,000 car, I suppose you probably are not too bothered about the running costs. Thanks for watching this one, folks. Don't forget to go and check out Readly. The link is in the video description. You'll get a nice free trial there. You can cancel anytime. Makes a great Christmas present for someone as well. I've genuinely been using it for a long time and continue to do so. Thanks ever so much for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Huge thanks to all my channel members for your continued support. I really do appreciate it.